Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know what's really important in moments of crisis like these, especially if you're an elected official who's in charge of the response? Optics. Optics are incredibly important. You're dealing with a serious issue, serious concerns. We're talking about the safety and well-being of your citizens. And so yeah, just as you can imagine, pretty much everything is being watched and scrutinized and analyzed. You know, like I've said previously, it's time to make sure you got all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. It's not time to play games. And it's certainly not time to appear dishonest or disingenuous, especially if a whole lot of information and little factoids are coming out that are exposing you as a leader. But of course, it's the Democrats we're talking about. As per usual, you know, I guess they didn't get the memo. What's common sense to everybody else? Well, it's always alien to the elitist Democrat, and so no wonder they're failing so poorly when it comes to the concept of optics. They need to convince the American people that they've got everything under control, but instead the exact opposite is happening. The Democrats are failing to meet the moment, they're failing to answer any important questions, and they're just looking so bad as they do it. This latest clip of Karen Bass is the definition of elitist, out-of-touch Democrat nonsense. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by this. As her city is burning, she's all smiles and good feelings. What an absolute insult to the people losing everything. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so I just finished recording a video where the LA Times owner, a billionaire by the name of Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong, called out Mayor Karen Bass directly, labeling her as incompetent. So basically, you know, the pressure's on, and Karen Bass has to respond. She's got to convince the people that she is anything but incompetent. And this is the response from her and her team.
Angelenos, we're still going through it, and to any of you and all of you that have experienced a loss, the grief, the anger, the just utter shock, I've seen the devastation. It is unbelievable the amount of loss that people have experienced. But we have to get through this crisis, and I know that we will. I was at the Sylmar command post today, and I saw the work of our first responders and how they've been able to defeat the fires in certain areas. We know we still have much more to go, and we know the winds are going to kick up again. But we got to stick together. We got to stand strong. And then we have to rebuild our city. We're the nation's second largest city, one of the greatest cities in the world. And we stay together, and we will rebuild an amazing city. So thank you, Angelenos, and my thoughts and prayers are out to all of you that are going through unbelievable loss and pain today. We will get through this. Thank you.
Yep, there she is in all her glory. Karen Bass, the leader that Barack Obama told us was going to lead California into new, prosperous, more equal times. Yeah, she's a complete disaster. Acting more like the host of a game show with all smiles, oh hello people, than actually leading her city that's literally on fire. I mean, what is the purpose of this clip? An empty, feels-good campaign video? She offered no solutions, no accountability, just a parade of empty words. Oh, and a very important reminder, which we're so thankful for, LA Mayor Karen Bass reminds us that LA is the second biggest city in the country. Oh wow, well we had no idea. Who freaking cares? What's even going on here? There's so many questions unanswered. There's so much going on, so much that she needs to say, but all she's doing is appealing to her status as the mayor of a big city. It shows you just how vapid top Democrat leadership truly is. Like I keep saying, everything's an act, everything's a pander, everything's a talking point. Los Angeles is literally burning, and she's just defaulting to her talking points or campaign rhetoric. We are LA, the second biggest city in America. We will always work together because we are strong and we will get the job done. We are Los Angeles united and we will come back from this. Yeah, that's not what we're talking about, lady. Everybody knows this is America. And yes, America always bounces back from tragedy. But that's not the topic of conversation here. No, the topic is why and how? How did we get here? Why is it that everything's burning? Why is it still going on? Why don't we have answers? Why don't we have water? Karen Bass has so much to answer for, but so far we have this, her literally sitting there, looking like a malfunctioning robot, answering zero questions.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
Then she responded to the pressure by blaming somebody else and throwing the fire chief under a bus, firing her, essentially, trying to put all the blame on the next person under the chain of command. And now we've got this, the most out-of-touch, totally insane, campaign-style, empty platitude pander. What an absolute farce. I mean, no wonder there's no defense for Karen Bass other than what we covered yesterday from those two woke Hollywood actresses, blaming all the criticism of Karen Bass on, wait for it, you guessed it, racism.
Let me tell you something. She's got a spine of steel.
Yes.
And she's also been a black woman in America a very long time. So none of this is new to her. And I don't remember in the 30 years almost that I've lived in LA, I've never seen everybody react like this to the mayor and blame one person for a natural disaster.
Yes.
I've never seen it. Now, what's different this time? Interesting, isn't it?
You said that. Amen, sister.
She's got a spine of steel, and she's only being attacked because she's a black woman in a position of power. I mean, come on, it has nothing to do with race. People are angry with her because a good portion of LA has been rendered to ashes. I mean, it's really not that complicated. But no, according to the woke geniuses on the left, it's not about the fires, it's not about the incompetence. No, it's all about race, and Karen Bass is doing a great job as she runs away and smiles awkwardly through this horrible tragedy. No, don't you dare criticize her or challenge her, because if you do, then you're a racist. I mean, how pathetic, but this is the playbook. It's never about accountability or competence with these leftists. It's always about playing identity politics, blaming everybody else, and pretending that criticism is actually oppression. And of course, in times of crisis, it's never about competence. It's never about performance or track record, actually addressing the issues. No, it's all about acting. Get in front of the camera and push some California strong shtick. Pat yourself on the back for being such a progressive who cares about the people. We will get through this together. Meanwhile, everything's burning down and a good chunk of it is literally your fault. It's horrible, it's predictable, and frankly, it's kind of getting exhausting at this point. Karen Bass and the rest of these Democrat clowns needed to resign yesterday. I think it's time for somebody to step in who can actually lead. Because this California clown show, well, it's gone on for far too long. This myth that California is the best managed state, I think, has officially come to an end. Yeah, if you're near the bottom in education, your streets look like a third world country, and you can't manage the fire risk or the drought season, you're pretty much at the bottom of the rankings, no matter how many times you say that California is leading the world. What an utter embarrassment this little clip release was by Karen Bass. The Democrats do it again. They managed to step even lower. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.